less inactive. Like just now they're active, but they're less inactive as in going out and hunting and farming. They're mostly like the westernized humans are sitting in offices for hours a day. What kind of impact has this made on our bodies of just sitting for hours and staring at screens?
I think you kind of know the answer by the way you're asking the question. I mean, we all know that physical activity is profoundly important for health. That's the subject of the book I'm just publishing called Exercised. I mean, we didn't evolve to be crazy active. Typical hunter-gatherers engage in about 2.25 hours a day of sort of moderate to vigorous physical activity. But, that involves, walking 5 to 9 miles a day, digging for hours, climbing trees, sometimes running, and they do that throughout their life. And so you don't, that's sort of normal for human beings. And it was for millions of years. All of a sudden now we've just removed that, right, from our environment, right? So you can wake up if you're American and never raise your heart rate all day long and never break a sweat. And the average American probably engages in less than half an hour of moderate to vigorous physical activity a day. So, some even less than that. And as we get older, people even are less active. And there are numerous reasons why that's a huge risk factor for a variety of diseases. But the most important is that physical activity is a stress, but it's a good stress. Mm-hmm. It turns on body's repair and maintenance mechanisms that otherwise don't get turned on. So people who are less physically active are much, much more vulnerable to a wide range of diseases: diabetes, heart disease, various cancers, Alzheimer's, depression, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis. The list is extremely long. Mm-hmm. So I would say that, people often say that exercise is medicine, which is sort of true, but really a better statement is that lack of physical activity, lack of exercise is actually harmful. Because our bodies are not adapted to that, especially as we age. So constant, persistent physical inactivity is one of the major contributors to death and disease in the modern world today. And that's the bad news. The good news is that it doesn't take much to turn that around. If you can, the World Health Organization, there are numerous huge studies which show that even just half an hour, 20 minutes to 30 minutes a day of physical activity can lower your rate of death by 50%. Wow. I mean, so you don't need that much, right? Mm-hmm. Even 60 minutes a week has beneficial effects. And of course, if you do more, it has even better effects. Of course, the effects tail off. So eventually, you don't get much, running marathons is not, you don't need to run marathons to be healthy. But that's not novel. Everybody knows that exercise is healthy, but what we're trying to figure out is why exercise is healthy, and not just the mechanisms, but also what's the underlying evolutionary mechanism.
Yeah. And I go to the gym almost every day, and every time I'm working out or running or doing anything physical, like my whole body just vibrants up and I feel better after it. There's just some connection there. I don't know the science behind it.
Read the book. You'll learn all the science behind it in the book. I try to outline it in a fair amount of detail.